How to use ChatGPT. Everything you need to know. Discover the essential steps to begin your journey with ChatGPT, the leading AI chatbot. We'll guide you through the setup process, help you maximize its capabilities, and provide insights into the latest enhancements. Topics to be covered: how to access and use ChatGPT, the best way to use ChatGPT, facts, frequently asked questions. About ChatGPT: what is ChatGPT? What are custom instructions? How does ChatGPT work? Can I use ChatGPT without a login? Does ChatGPT have an app? Can I use ChatGPT on my phone? Is ChatGPT free? Uses of ChatGPT. How can I share ChatGPT conversations? Is ChatGPT the best AI? Can ChatGPT refuse to answer my prompts? Does ChatGPT give everyone the same answer? Does ChatGPT give wrong answers? Will my conversations with ChatGPT be used for training? How do I turn off chat history? How do I delete my ChatGPT account? Why can't I log into ChatGPT? How to access and use ChatGPT using ChatGPT is easy. You can interact with it through the OpenAI platform or API. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to use ChatGPT using OpenAI's platform website. Go to the OpenAI website. Visit the OpenAI website, https://beta.openai.com, to access the ChatGPT interface. Log in or sign up. If you don't have an account, you'll need to sign up. If you already have an account, log in using your credentials. Create a new chat session. Click on the Create button to start a new chat session with ChatGPT. Enter a prompt. Type your prompt or question in the input box. Make sure to be clear and specific to get the best response. Interact. Once you've entered your prompt, you'll receive a response from ChatGPT. You can continue the conversation by adding more messages or prompts. Edit and refine. You can edit ChatGPT's responses if needed to make them more accurate or relevant. End session. When you're done, you can end the chat session by closing the browser tab or clicking the Delete button in the interface. Using OpenAI's API, advanced users. Access the API. If you're using the OpenAI API, you'll need to have an API key and set up your development environment. Make API requests. Use the API endpoint to make post requests with the necessary parameters, including the model name, GPT-3, 5 Turbo, the list of messages, with role and content, and any other options you want to customize, like temperature and max tokens. Parse API response. Parse the API response to extract the generated text from ChatGPT. Iterate and experiment. You can continue the conversation by sending new messages and prompts in subsequent API requests, building a back-and-forth conversation. End conversation. When you're done, simply stop sending API requests to end the conversation. Remember, whether you're using the OpenAI platform or API, it's important to follow ethical guidelines and use the technology responsibly. Double-check critical information from trusted sources and use your judgment to assess the quality and accuracy of the responses. The best way to use ChatGPT? The best way to use ChatGPT depends on your specific goals and needs. Here are some tips to help you make the most out of your interactions. Be clear and specific. When providing prompts or questions, be as clear and specific as possible. This helps ChatGPT understand your request and provide a more relevant and accurate response. Experiment and iterate. Don't hesitate to experiment with different prompts or approaches. If you're not getting the desired response, try rephrasing your question or breaking it down into smaller parts. Use prompts. Instead of just asking open-ended questions, consider using prompts that set the context and guide the conversation. Conversation. For example, can you explain the concept of quantum entanglement? Or provide pros and cons of renewable energy sources. Provide context. If your conversation involves multiple steps or refers to earlier parts of the conversation, provide context to help ChatGPT understand and continue the discussion seamlessly. Review and edit. ChatGPT might generate responses that need some refinement. Feel free to edit its responses to ensure accuracy and coherence. Avoid biases. While ChatGPT aims to be neutral and informative, it may inadvertently generate biased or inappropriate content. If you encounter such responses, rephrase your question or ask for clarification. Iterative refinement. If you're using ChatGPT for a specific task, You can iteratively refine your conversation based on the model's responses. Gradually guide the model towards the desired outcome. Experiment with temperature and max tokens. You can modify settings such as temperature and max tokens to manage response randomness and length. Higher temperature values boost creativity, while lower ones enhance focus. Use system messages. You can use a system message at the beginning of the conversation to gently instruct the model. For example, "You are a medical expert. Explain the symptoms of a common cold. Stay safe and ethical." Remember that ChatGPT is a machine learning model and might not always provide accurate or reliable information. Verify critical information from trusted sources. Additionally, use the model ethically and responsibly, avoiding any harmful, illegal, or inappropriate content. Provide feedback. If you encounter issues or unexpected behavior, you can provide feedback to OpenAI. Your feedback helps improve the model over time. Ultimately, the best approach to using ChatGPT is a combination of clear communication, experimentation, and critical thinking. Keep in mind that while ChatGPT can be a valuable tool, it's important to use it as a complement to human judgment and expertise. FAQs frequently asked questions about ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? ChatGPT, an OpenAI creation, belongs to the GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer model family. It's designed to comprehend and produce human-like text in response to given input. Specifically tailored for interactive conversations, ChatGPT is a fine-tuned version of the Transformer architecture. This deep learning model, trained on extensive internet text, acquires grammar, facts, reasoning, and even common sense, enabling coherent and contextually fitting text generation when prompted. What are custom instructions? Custom instructions, also known as system messages, are special prompts or messages that you provide to guide the behavior of a language model like ChatGPT. These instructions help set the context, tone, and expectations for the model's responses in a conversation. By adding a custom instruction at the start of a conversation with a language model, you're assigning the model a distinct role for the entire interaction. This guides the model to produce responses in line with these instructions. For instance, if you want ChatGPT to be a medical expert, you can commence the conversation with an instruction like, "You're a medical doctor. Describe symptoms and treatment for a common cold." The model will produce doctor-like responses about cold symptoms and treatments. Custom instructions guide conversations, ensuring accurate and pertinent responses for your specific purpose. They are particularly useful when you want to set a context. You can provide background information or context to help the model understand the topic of conversation. Specify a role. You can instruct the model to assume a specific role, like a teacher, historian, or customer support representative. Ask for a format. You can request the model to provide information in a specific format, such as a list, summary, or pros and cons. Limit response length. You can instruct the model to keep responses concise or within a certain word limit. Using custom instructions, remember the model learns from its training data. While they guide, they don't assure flawless responses. Review and editing are vital to ensure accurate and coherent content. How does ChatGPT work? ChatGPT is based on GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer architecture, a deep learning model for natural language processing. Its operation involves Transformer architecture, core of ChatGPT, designed for text data, an encoder and decoder with attention mechanisms and neural networks. Pre-training. ChatGPT undergoes pre-training on vast internet text data. It predicts next words in sentences, mastering grammar, syntax, facts, and some common sense. Fine-tuning for conversations. Following pre-training, ChatGPT is fine-tuned for conversations. Through dialogues, it learns coherent, contextually fitting responses, enhancing its ability for interactive and dynamic discussions. Input processing. When you provide a prompt or message to ChatGPT, the text is tokenized into smaller units, such as words or subwords. These tokens are then processed by the model's encoder to create a numerical representation of the input text. Attention mechanism. The Transformer's attention mechanism allows the model to weigh the importance of each token in relation to other tokens in the input. This helps the model capture long-range dependencies and contextual information. Decoding and generation. After input processing, the decoder generates output tokens step by step. It predicts the next token based on learned input context and previous tokens. Sampling and temperature. The model employs sampling for token generation. Temperature parameter affects randomness. Higher values increase it. Lower values enhance focus and determinism. Max tokens. To limit the length of the generated response, you can set a max tokens parameter, which restricts the model to generating a specific number of tokens. Custom instructions. You can provide custom instructions or system messages at the beginning of the conversation to guide the model's behavior throughout the interaction. Iterative refinement. ChatGPT generates responses iteratively, one token at a time. This allows you to have back-and-forth conversations with the model by providing new prompts based on its previous responses. It's important to note that while ChatGPT is highly advanced and capable of generating coherent text, it may sometimes produce responses that are inaccurate, biased, or nonsensical. Users should exercise critical thinking, verify information from reliable sources, and use the model responsibly. I use ChatGPT without a login. Using ChatGPT typically requires an OpenAI account and login. OpenAI has implemented user accounts as part of their platform to manage access and interactions with their models. This helps ensure responsible and ethical use of AI technology. However, OpenAI may introduce changes or new features over time, so I recommend checking the official OpenAI website or documentation for the most up-to-date information on whether using ChatGPT without a login is possible, or if there are any alternative methods for accessing the service. Does ChatGPT have an app? There is no standalone app specifically for ChatGPT. Typically, ChatGPT is accessed through the OpenAI platform via a web browser. Users can visit the OpenAI website and use the platform's interface to interact with ChatGPT and have conversations. Keep checking the official OpenAI website or other official sources for any new developments, including the potential release of dedicated apps or other ways to access ChatGPT. Can I use ChatGPT on my phone? Yes, you can use ChatGPT on your phone by accessing the OpenAI platform through a web browser. The OpenAI website and ChatGPT interface are typically designed to be responsive and accessible on various devices, including smartphones and tablets. Is ChatGPT free? Indeed, you have the opportunity to utilize ChatGPT without any cost at present. As the natural language processing model remains in its research and learning preview stage, individuals can freely access it. The only requirement is to create a free OpenAI account, though there exists an option to upgrade to a paid membership. Here are the main distinctions between a free account and ChatGPT Plus. OpenAI launched ChatGPT Plus for seamless access, no peak blackout, quicker responses, and priority feature access via subscription. Pay monthly or annually. Plus, subscribers enjoy GPT-4 access, a more advanced model than the free GPT 3.5 in ChatGPT.